Hi, this is Dark Jade, and I am going to reply to Kymlee's critical thinking number 4 questions. Let's see here. There's some tough questions. Alright. If there were one truth you could know, what would it be? You know what? I don't want to know anything. Sounds funny. I know a lot of people want to know if there's a God, want to know life after death, want to know the meaning of life. I think that's all cool. If people want to know what they want to know, but for me, actually, I don't have any desire to know the future. Like when am I going to die, or when is this person going to die, or I just don't have that. I love life. I think of it as a gift. It's not always perfect. It can be hard. It's harder for others. Harder for some more than others. For me, I had a decent childhood, and I've got a really great family. And like I said, I just kind of I'm just doing the journey, and I like surprises, so that's an easy one for me. Harder for somebody else, I think. Number 2, does access to condoms lead to irresponsible, dangerous, or bad behavior? Kind of with you on this, Kymlee. I think that it's better. I think that you're going to end up with less pregnant teenagers and less sexual diseases if you make condoms available. I don't think that there's going to be a lot more sex if condoms are available. And I think you're right that it mostly comes down to certain religions who don't condone sex prior to marriage. They don't feel that it's a good idea to make condoms available. That it's kind of like saying it's okay. So, but like I say, I think more good than bad can come from it. I feel there will be less pregnancies as a teenager, and less diseases, so I'm with you on that. Number 3, does religion cause war? More importantly, why do religions that support love cause so many wars? Very complicated. Does religion cause war? I agree with you once again. You're right. I think what you're saying about people, it's really more, it's not religion so much as it is people who have a belief system and believe they're right, and that there is just what they think is true, and everyone should do it. So yes, I do think it does come down to, as most things, it comes down to people more than the actual religion itself that causes war. And why do religions support love? Okay, why do religions that support love cause so many wars? It's complicated too. I think that a lot of religions do have love as part of the makeup of their religion, but I still there's that element of, in certain religions or certain people, that where they think all of what they say is true in regards to their religion. So even though it has love in there, the one strong opinion is of they are right, or this is the one way that things are, is still in there. Kind of. Let's see. What is behind the proverb, "It takes money to make money"? I think your thoughts on that are interesting. I think you're right. I think that there's a great satisfaction that comes from working. I am a person, and I don't think you'll meet many people who actually doesn't want to win the lottery. I like earning money. I like earning my own money. And I know a lot of people would like to just have a pile of money land on them, and there's nothing wrong with that. There's so much good that can happen from that, and bad. But me personally, I've always enjoyed earning money. And I'll tell you, earning money it does wonders for your self-esteem. Not saying material things are the important thing. Just earning money is a form of producing, being productive, and it's really very clearly evident. you do this, you get paid this. For me, that statement, takes money to makes money. It's interesting what you were saying. I think how you applied it to all these different things. I don't know for sure if I would have thought of that right off the bat, but that's critical thinking, right? Is to think a little further. To me, I would probably have approached it from a business standpoint. That I think a lot of businesses that make it, people have money to invest, whether it's their own or somebody else's. Take a restaurant, for instance. Restaurant's supposedly one of the hardest things to be successful with. And then with this economy, everything's got to be practically impossible. But I've always felt that if you're going to start a business, it's good to have about 2 years worth of rent, maybe even 2 years worth of overhead. That way, because a lot of times I've heard that the first 2 years is when you need that time to build a clientele, et cetera, et cetera. And if you're worrying about rent all the time, you can really be stressed out, and it can just cause all kinds of trouble. But if you have 2 years of rent, and even better if you have 2 years of overhead, you'll at least not have to worry about paying rent and paying for the overhead. Obviously, it's easier said than done to have that much money to do it, but I do believe that just not having any money and trying to go out there and trying to get people to invest in you and things like that. I also think when you go to people and you want them to invest in you, it often helps if you're also investing in it. But that's all kind of tricky. Like I said, from a business standpoint, I think that it helps to have money to make money. I think that's correct. Last one: is there such a thing as a selfless act? Well, what you said is pretty compelling, because you're right. I mean, I think even when we do nice things for people, it feels good, and it's not some terrible thing. The word selfish is probably a word that's just been used in all kinds of ways, in all kinds of bad ways. But generally, when we do things, we do them because it makes us feel good. I mean, I think our intentions are good. Maybe in a lot of cases, we want this good thing to happen to whoever you're giving to. But if we didn't feel anything from giving, because I mean, getting is great and it's exciting and it's fun, but for me, giving has always been better than getting for me. Maybe that's because I had a lot of love from my mom. I grew up. My dad wasn't around much, but they weren't together. But I got there was a lot of love in my family. I don't know if that's why, but for whatever reason, I like to give. I feel like I grew up loved, and maybe that's why I have more to give than getting. Is great. It's fun. But yeah. Anyway, that's my response to this week's or this episode's questions.